All right, episode 4. This is the pastor problem with TPUSA. They rewrite the role of a pastor, and pastors become political mascots at TPUSA events. They are platformed, they're spotlighted, and they use their endorsement and they use their influence. And the spiritual authority gets blended with political branding, right? So now the crowd will treat pastors like influencers, not shepherds. And they become celebrities. They get attention, they get status, they get more views, they get more likes, and they raise more money. And the pastoral role shifts from feeding sheep to feeding a movement. Now, the language they use is they kind of adopt this culture war vocabulary to stay relevant. It shifts from shepherding to being a mascot, to cheering and, pointing, go this way, go that way, do this, do that, but not pointing towards Christ. That's the thing about TPUSA, Turning Point USA. What are they turning to? Now, their boldness gets redefined as political aggression, right? And shepherding becomes rallying the base. It's not about shepherding. It's about rallying the base. We got to get these votes. We have to get them to vote Republican. And their faith language gets weaponized for political ends. So now the intent is that pastors are to add spiritual credibility to political aims, to legitimize them. They endorse them, and pastors gain platform growth. But they lose their pastoral grounding, and the movement benefits from the appearance of being Christian. So it's all branding, it's all cheerleading, it's all mascotting, and the pastoral presence becomes a tool for this end, not a calling. Now, some related scriptural ideas is that shepherds are called to feed the flock, not the crowds, right? And that Jesus warned about wolves dressed up as shepherds. And Paul refused to mix the gospel with worldly influence, and that's what they're doing here. So leaders must model humility, not be platform seeking. Now, the interpretation is that TPSUSA pastors function like chaplains to a political tribe. I keep coming back to this word tribal and alignment. These barriers, they're like barriers to reaching people, and they're actually barriers to winning hearts and minds and discipling. And church identity gets overwritten by political identity, right? And the platform ministry replaces pastoral ministry. The takeaway or the application for today is that we need to test whether leaders point you to Christ or to causes, right? We have to be discernment. We have to use discernment. We have to evaluate. We have to kind of compare what's going on, separate, the wheat from the chaff, if you will, and not to confuse platform energy with spiritual maturity. Now, we have to beware of leaders who sound more like pundits than pastors. And that's what's going on here. Overwhelmingly, that's what's going on here. And we have to return to shepherds who know your name, not your vote. And now, the pastors aren't evil, okay? They're just drifting. They're misguided. They're out of balance. And this needs to be a warning to all of us because we need clarity on this. And the blending of roles creates confusion for believers. Am I a Republican? Am I a Democrat? Am I a this? Am I a Christian? And they don't really know what to do with this at the heart of it. And the spiritual authority cannot be borrowed for political ends. And that's what they're doing. Now, Jesus leads shepherds, not movements. So we have to be anchored in truth. Episode 4, complete.